This is the hometown of Russian President Vladimir Putin, St. Petersburg. It's hard to imagine a city like this, which might be one of the most beautiful cities in the world. About its history, St. Petersburg is the only city in the world to be designated as a UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Site, as an entire city. About its architecture, St. Petersburg is also one of the rare cities in the world that boasts a unified architectural style. About its landscape, St. Petersburg is the largest city on Earth, closest to the Arctic, and its natural beauty is undeniable. So, what makes St. Petersburg one of the most beautiful cities in the world, so special and different from other cities? In today's video, let's take a stroll through Russia's second largest city, St. Petersburg. This is the mouth of the Neva River, the third largest river in Europe, where it flows into the Baltic Sea. Here lies a key island guarding this crucial outlet to the sea, Hare Island. More than 300 years ago, Russian Tsar Peter the Great, in a bid to secure this access point and prevent attacks from the Swedes, ordered the construction of a fortress on Hare Island, naming it after Peter and Paul, the greatest and smallest disciples of Jesus Christ. Thus, the Peter and Paul Fortress was born. This is a sturdy hexagonal fortress, though it never saw any real military action. After its construction, it functioned only as a prison. This was because Russia had grown stronger, and Sweden's threat diminished to the point where it could no longer launch attacks. Peter the Great then decided to expand the fortress into a city. Thus, St. Petersburg was built with the Peter and Paul Fortress as its center. At the heart of the fortress stands the Peter and Paul Cathedral, the oldest landmark in St. Petersburg. The exterior of the cathedral is solemn and majestic, and at the tip of its spire stands a flying angel holding a cross, widely considered the guardian of Russia. Inside, the cathedral is lavishly decorated, and the remains of most Russian tsars are preserved here. In 1712, after the city's construction was nearly complete, Peter the Great moved the capital here. For the next 200 years, it remained the capital of Russia until 1918, when the capital was moved to Moscow. During these 2 centuries, Peter's successors poured resources into developing the city according to his vision, leading to the emergence of countless exquisite buildings. Today, over 8,000 well-preserved architectural sites of great beauty and coordinated design still exist, with more than 3,000 being protected as national cultural heritage monuments. This is why the entire city has been designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This is Nevsky Prospect. As old as the city's history, Nevsky Prospect was built in 1710 to connect the city center with the Neva River. Spanning 4.5 kilometers, this street is lined with some of the finest architectural works from the 18th to 20th centuries, such as the famous Admiralty Building, Uprising Square, Alexander Nevsky Monastery, Stroganov Palace, Kazan Cathedral, the Catherine the Great Monument, and many more. All of which retain their historical charm. Famous figures like the writer Gogol and the composer Tchaikovsky once lived here. Not far from here are the childhood homes of literary giants like Pushkin and Gorky, as well as the current Russian President Putin. St. Petersburg's historical and artistic atmosphere has nurtured many extraordinary people. During the Soviet era, St. Petersburg was renamed Leningrad, and during World War II, the city became the site of the tragic siege of Leningrad. Hitler sought to erase this city from the map, launching a grueling 872-day siege, which resulted in the deaths of an estimated 1.5 to 5 million soldiers and civilians. It was one of the most brutal battles in human history. 40 years after the victory in the Soviet-German War, the hero city of Leningrad obelisk was erected. The bronze reliefs on the monument depict the city's heroic defense, and the golden star at the top gleams brightly. St. Petersburg is one of the rare cities with a unified architectural style, planned and developed over 3 centuries. It is no exaggeration to say that St. Petersburg is a living museum of architecture. Let's take a look at some of its architectural wonders. This is the famous Winter Palace, a grand blue and white building measuring 230 meters long and 140 meters wide, occupying an entire city block. The three-story palace, originally the residence of the Tsars, is now a museum called the Hermitage Museum. The Hermitage, along with the British Museum in London, the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, and the Louvre in Paris, is one of the 4 largest museums in the world. In the center of the palace square outside the Winter Palace stands the Alexander Column, erected in 1834 to commemorate Tsar Alexander's victory in the 1812 Napoleonic Wars. This single block of marble is remarkable for its lack of foundation. There are no supports between the column, its base, or the bronze angel at the top. It stands upright purely by gravity, a true marvel of architectural history. Of course, where there's a winter palace, there must be a summer palace. The Summer Palace, also known as Peterhof, is located about 30 kilometers outside St. Petersburg. Though modest in appearance, its interior is opulent, earning it the nickname Russia's Versailles. Peter the Great spent his summers here, escaping the city heat. Another must-see is the Church of the Savior on Spilled Blood, a stunning representation of Russian architecture. Modeled after Moscow's St. Basil's Cathedral in Red Square, the Church of the Savior on Spilled Blood is even more vivid and beautiful. The walls, both inside and out, are adorned with mosaics made from precious stones and marble, creating an interior that is as dazzling as it is grand. With an interior height of 81 meters, the church's vast, opulent space is a sight to behold. Many consider this the most beautiful church in the world. St. Isaac's Cathedral. As one of the 4 largest cathedrals in the world, St. Isaac's Cathedral is a masterpiece of Russian late classical architecture. Its grand structure is gilded with 400 kilograms of gold, still shimmering today. Standing 101 meters tall, it is a prominent landmark in St. Petersburg and the city's highest point. This is Palace Bridge, also known as Winter Palace Bridge. It is the most famous bridge in St. Petersburg, spanning the Neva River. Due to the numerous river branches and canals crisscrossing the city, St. Petersburg has 342 bridges and 44 islands, giving it the nickname, the Venice of the North. The best way to explore the city is by taking a boat along the Neva River. To accommodate river traffic, 22 of these bridges are designed to open up. From April to October, during the navigable months, these drawbridges open nightly to allow ships to pass freely between the river and the Baltic Sea. Watching the bridges open is an awe-inspiring sight that's sure to move anyone. St. Petersburg is located at latitude 60 degrees, making its summer white nights a unique phenomenon. On June 21st, the city celebrates the White Nights Festival, during which the city experiences 23 hours of daylight for more than a week. Even during the brief hour of night, the sun never fully sets, and the sky remains faintly lit, making each day feel like 2. It's a magical experience. On the other hand, winter nights are especially long, with less than 5 hours of daylight around the winter solstice, adding a different kind of beauty to the city, especially after a snowfall. This is what fairy tales are made of. Over the years, with the constant alternation of long white days and dark nights, St. Petersburg has showcased its own incomparable charm that no other city can match. That's the beauty of St. Petersburg that I wanted to share with you. What other cities do you think are beautiful? Feel free to share in the comments.